Graham Annesley blows the whistle, and the Newcastle Knights start Winfield Cup action as far as Saturdays are concerned in 1988, and it's Ericsson who was tackled just outside the quarter line. First penalty, Annesley in quickly against Townsend.
We can expect the Newcastle forwards to do everything they can to slow Parramatta up, and as you mentioned a moment ago, David, the power in the Newcastle team is their forward pack.
Growth had a huge game last week when he came on against Illawarra. Delroy, good pass there from Taylor. It went to Lindner, the ball has gone loose, and Stewart's got it for Newcastle.
If anything, it's Parramatta who are rushing things at the moment, but they seem determined to move the ball wide. They're not going to take Newcastle on in the middle.
Lindner's getting himself involved early on for the Parramatta Eels, isn't he? And that's Thorne.
Taken it up a few times.
And Thorne, a former Eel himself. Townsend. Now Butterfield. Good tackle. Paul Taylor. Now here's Frendo back in amongst the forwards. He wished he hadn't. Townsend. Penalty against Parramatta. Up inside the 5. Robbie Chew comes up, and can he be a man who creates history and scored the Newcastle Knights' first ever Winfield Cup premiership points. So Chew probably kicking into the breeze, and you can see actually the goalposts are moving about a bit there. That's the wind that's blowing them as Chew comes in. There it is. He struck it pretty well. It's there. The Newcastle Knights open their account with a penalty goal, and the Knights are leading the Eels by 2-0. We've had only 4 minutes play.
Here's a chance for Parramatta with the feed to the scrum on the 22 on the attack. Peter Sterling in action for the first time for Parramatta this year. And what a key player he'll be for them right throughout the day.
Of course, he's been out with injury too, Warren. This is his first game back.
The ankle injury, but he seems to be moving quite freely. But I think Peter Sterling on one leg could be the man of the match.
Almost made a mess of that, and gee, he's been given a bit for his trouble. This will be a penalty. Steve Walters came in and decided after Boyd had the lock forward had cleaned Sterling up, or made sure that he wasn't going to go anywhere with it. But watch little Steve Walters come in and remind him who his opposite number was. There's Sterling, not grabbing it. Now Boyd comes in. Now watch this. There it is. He didn't miss.
Bit of Tommy Raudonikis in Steve Walters there, letting his opposition halfback know he's on the field. Steve Walters has been playing very well lately for the Knights. A local lad, and it's good to see the local talent in there in a couple of the positions. That's what they'll be looking forward to in the future, because the Knights really are an area of rugby league right through their veins, the Newcastle area.
Ella to try and level the scores. There's the kick, and he's got it. And so Ella levels it up for the Parramatta Eels. 7 minutes into the game, and it's the Newcastle Knights 2, the Parramatta Eels 2. Taylor, Sterling, that's Peter Ford, and that's good defence from the Knights. 20 metres out. Now that's Wynn. Wynn couldn't get his pass away, had Sterling in support. Mosley, Taylor, last tackle, Ella, I should say, that's Ericsson with it. It comes away now towards Chalmers. He's trying to force his way over. He's across the corner post, and the referee says no try.
Great cover defence, 3 players across in the corner. Good work by the Parramatta backs moving it wide.
Now here's Chalmers, who's very strong. Look at this.
Just held up on his back and rolled over the corner post.
David, the Knights backs seem to be moving up, but they don't seem to be moving up with any great purpose for particularly nailing one man. And I think if they give the likes of Kenny and Ella the room to move, they'll be exploited out wide all day.
Knock on. It's Hanrahan who couldn't get the pass away.
Trying a little too hard to get it away. It simply wasn't on. There was no one really in support, and the pass was always going to be in danger.
Sterling to put the ball in this scrum. Fans booing, but that whistle was very clear. Kenny's got Ericsson in support. Ericsson in a bit of open space. He's over the quarter line. Ericsson will score. Ericsson races into the in-goal area and puts it down. And that's the first try to Parramatta. But put that down to Brett Kenny. Beautiful running from Kenny. And Ericsson running to the gap said, see you later. It's 6-2 to the Eels.
That's the third time Kenny has tried to get outside his opposite man, and this time he did it. Slipped it. He pulled two in, then got Ericsson into the gap. Robbie Chew chased. He didn't have the pace to get Ericsson, who's a flyer. Mick Cronin's got a big rap on Ericsson, and look at him go. Took every advantage of that opportunity created by Brett Kenny. Here it is, Kenny on the outside of Robbie Chew. Gets into the gap, pulls two towards him, slips the pass away perfectly. Chew chases Ericsson, but he didn't have a chance, and the winger went inside to help out, but he wasn't needed. Ericsson was clear by 5 metres.
So here's Ella, a chance to make it 3 out of 3, and he's got it. And so Parramatta are leading Newcastle by 10 points to 2. Frendo. He's got that pass away. It wasn't a good pass to get away, but Townsend's managed to pinch a few more metres. But that's where they're making the errors. And there's a bad one from Butterfield. Going without it was Linder, but he's managed to fall on the loose ball. And they've got the ball again, Parramatta. Ericsson. Good tackle from McKiernan. Mosley. Taylor, a dummy half. Forward.
Yeah, they're using that.
The dummy.
Good work.
Bobby Linden was hoping he would have got that. He was running towards the gap. Win. Sterling. Kenny. Sterling's got it back. The pass to Ella. Ella's got it away to Growth. Growth versus Frendo. Frendo and Growth. Growth's got it in the in-goal area. And I'd say it's a try. The referee says yes.
Magic hands from Steve Ella. Had the ball in his hands for a split second and fed the pass. Eric Growth making no mistake. He'll enjoy getting over the line again. Parramatta skip away now to the lead that they've really been looking for. They've been very close a couple of times, held up in the far corner, but no mistake this time. Look at Ella here, juggled the ball and slipped it immediately to Growth. Gave him the room to take Frendo on. No chance. The power of Eric Growth. Good attempt from Frendo. He tried to get underneath the ball. Ella slipping it away after Kenny, it was first of all Sterling moving the ball to the blind side, and good work from Growth to get it down.
Ella, the kick, it looks pretty good. Is it what? What a great kick from the sideline. The halftime siren has just sounded, so I'd say that Parramatta are just going to take this and hoist it, or are they? Wide pass, it comes away to Wynn. Wynn's got it away, it's loose. Now can Newcastle capitalise? No. Ericsson's got it, and Ericsson's tackled, and that will be half-time. That's David Thorne taking the ball up. Townsend in the dummy half. These runners all overran him.
Steve Ella is screaming for support to come across and spread the defence. Here comes Kenny now. Trouble is Newcastle aren't really using the back line.
Boyd down the centre. Townsend, Walters, Chew, the little kick over the top, and Hanrahan's got it. Hanrahan looking for support. Out it goes to Quinton. Quinton will score, or will he? No! What a great tackle! Brian Quinton, who has speed to burn, couldn't get round Eric Growth, and what a magnificent tackle. A good kick. Look at this. Chew, the little kick over the top. Hanrahan, a magnificent juggling performance. Now look at Quinton. He is a real sprinter, but look at Eric Growth. What a great tackle. Now that's Ericsson. He see that? Could almost stand in that tackle in the end and throw the pass. It was just a little bit off balance.
Parramatta had a two-man overlap if he could get it away.
Sterling's grubber kick has bounced off one play. Here comes Chalmers and Frendo. Oh, what a good bit of football from Frendo. And in the end, he's done very well to even stay in the field of play.
Great
he gets
work,
100% in both counts there.
Great work by Frendo. Sacrificed his body to get onto that ball, took any risk. He wasn't worried about injury, and then managed to stay in the field of play.
What did you get? 2 first levels in the old HSC? This time they're all offside. They've got a kick for touch, haven't they? What would you do? Former Western Suburbs captain?
Well, Robbie Chew's going to kick for goal, but 16-2. I think that I would have started to look for a try. What are we? How many minutes have we had in this half now?
15 minutes.
Hard looking at the clock. 15 gone.
25 to go.
14 points. If he puts this over, it'll be 12. Well, 2 converted tries. Maybe it's a good decision to go for the goal. It's an important kick to keep this game alive.
There's Alan McMahon, and there's the kick. It looks pretty good. It's there! Good kick from Robbie Chew. So he's kicked 2 out of 2. He's narrowed the margin to just 2 converted tries. Parramatta leading 16-4 with 24 minutes to go. Mosley, Ericsson over the halfway. Taylor, Sterling. That's Ella back in amongst the forwards. Good run from Steve Ella.
Ella was forced to straighten up and come back towards Sterling because the defence was swooping up on him.
Last tackle against Parramatta. Blindside Sterling. There's going to be a penalty, and it's against the outside backs. It's against Hanrahan for being inside the 5. And Sterling, I think, will kick for touch.
That shows the lack of confidence of the Newcastle outside backs that they can get up on Parramatta and contain them. They have crept a few times earlier in the game, getting up in front of the referee, and they're worried about the pace of the Parramatta backs.
Mosley is 11 metres out from the Newcastle line. Sterling, he finds Vernon. Now it goes away to Chalmers. Chalmers for the line. Chalmers, he's got a lot of strength, and he's held up only a metre or so out. Newcastle under a lot of pressure. Mosley, away it comes now to Wynn. Wynn trying to get out of the tackle. Can he get the ball down? Yes, try. Peter Wynn scores the try. And Parramatta are leading 20 points to 4.
Peter Wynn with plenty of determination and the big extension of the arm to reach out over the line. From that position, only 5 metres out, if you charge at the line one up with plenty of strength and determination, well, the try's there. Ball comes out to Wynn. He gets just on outside of Robbie Chu, who couldn't quite hang on, did his best, but the stretch from the tall Peter Wynn over the line was all that he needed. He didn't actually miss the tackle, but he couldn't knock him backwards. There should have been more forwards in there. They must have seen Peter Wynn hunting for the ball. A simple try, but they're all 6 points of very effective work from Peter Wynn.
Peter Wynn in his 10th season with Parramatta. And look at that. It's a good try. Steve Ella about to add the extras. And there it is. He's got them. 2 points to Parramatta. And they now lead by 22 points to 4. Carter. Steve Walters. Stewart. Turns, but couldn't get the pass away. In fact, I think Vernon stolen the ball. Have to wait for the referee. The referee will say, I'm certain Vernon pinched it, but the referee didn't notice it. Maybe I'm wrong. Carter. I think I was far away from the mark. They move it quickly now, the Knights, and the little kick through. And here's a chance for Hanrahan. And Quinton through very quickly. Quinton's got it as he scored. I think he's taken the corner flag, but the referee said no, he didn't get it down anyway.
Didn't manage to force the ball in the in-goal area there. But he showed tremendous speed, bursting past Delroy here. Here he comes, chasing through, and Delroy coming across, and Quinton worried about the corner post and also trying to get hold of the ball and get it down, and in the end failed.
Sharp. That's Ericsson. And that's a good tackle. Hanrahan effecting the tackle. Almost on the halfway line. Taylor. And there's the kick from Taylor over the quarter line down Newcastle's end of the field. Frendo has to go almost back to his own line to get that. Now here's up there is Chalmers, and also there was the man who kicked the ball, Taylor. 12 metres out from that Newcastle line. Miller running it back towards his own quarter line. And should say that's Malcolm. And Scott Carter, the hooker, trying the chip and chase, but it's Kenny who's gathered it on the full. This is danger for Parramatta as Kenny stops. He gets at the Growth. Here comes big Eric Growth. Eric Growth. Eric Growth. He slips the pass and Ella has scored. Oh, what a magnificent try. All the Kangaroos were involved in one earlier that Growth scored. And there we saw the combination of 3 more Kangaroos. Kenny, Growth and Ella, and it's 26-4.
If Parramatta can keep this back line on the field this year, there's going to be joy for their supporters. But Brett Kenny, the man must have eyes in the back of his head. He certainly has a sixth sense. Look at the way he spins around here. Coming up now, he spins around and finds the support. Growth may have called for it. Growth on the burst. What better sight is there than rugby league? And may have just about made it to the line himself, but didn't take a chance. Unselfishly gives it on to Steve Ella, backing up perfectly in position. Ella, all the time in the world. Ella, did I say? Kenny, I should say. There it is, Eric Growth bursting onto the ball, comes to the fullback, pushes him off, no worries at all, and inside was Ella. Probably Growth did have to get the ball away, and Ella perfectly positioned.
Here's Steve Ella. He's already kicked 5 from 5. This to make it 6 from 6, and he makes it. And so the score now is 28 points to 4 in favour of Parramatta. And Cronulla Sutherland still remain the only new team to win their opening premiership game since, of course, the opening matches back in 1908. That was when they defeated East's 11-5 back in 1967. The Gold Coast, of course, get the chance to change that tonight at the Chris Cunningham Field. And the Gold Coast take on Canterbury Bankstown. And Brisbane will get the chance tomorrow night at Lang Park.
I'm sure the Gold Coast will give a good account of themselves tonight, but I'd say the Brisbane Broncos are the team that may equal that record of Cronulla, if anyone out of these 3 new teams is going to do it.
And Mick Delroy has just left the field. I think Parramatta are playing with 12 men at the moment, but it's all over. And Mick with that injured arm.
Well, the clock stopped, and there's Barnes who's got that pass away, and Ford going up over the halfway. Back it comes to Ella. He slips the pass away. That's Laurie. Laurie looking for a runner. He can't get the pass away, but what good football from Parramatta. And I don't think they're finished with yet, Parramatta. They've got a sniff of more points on the board. That's Taylor, and he can't get it away to Barnes. Ella into dummy half. Blind side. That's Wynn. Wynn still going. Can he get the pass away? He can't. Well, he can keep the movement going. And in the end, it's Ford who ran out of room on the touchline. Last tackle. Sharp. Taylor. The grubber kick for the in-goal area. Walters getting back there. But in the end, the kick will beat them all over the dead ball line.
I was saying at the beginning of the game that trial form makes very little is of very little importance. And when you look at it last week, how did Newcastle manage to roll Manly so easily? And Parramatta had no trial form.
And there's Butterfield still going down the centre. He's got the pass away, but he's knocked it on. Hard luck, and in fact, Kenny's picked it up. There's bad luck there for Scott Carter, who it was, who was back on the inside. Perhaps if they had a couple of backs up there instead of a prop on a hooker, they might have done something with that. Newcastle.
It'll give them a lot of confidence when they finally do get the ball over the line, Newcastle.
Eriksson.
Just getting back to trial form, I doubt whether I would believe Manly's form of last week going into tomorrow's match. I'm sure they'll acquit themselves much better, though. They're up against a good side. There's no doubt that the Brisbane Broncos are going to be a force in this competition.
Well, there's some good games still to go this weekend. Of course, besides that Gold Coast game tonight, there's another one at Seaford between Canberra and Illawarra. And there's full time in this opening match of the 1988 Winfield Cup Premiership on Saturday, with Parramatta running out winners by 28 points to 4. After half-time, they led by 16 points to 2.